everyone, Diamond Liger here with a review of Doctor Strange, the latest entry into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, and I assume all of you, were really looking forward to this film, but is it any good? I mean, it's a Marvel Studios movie, of course it's good. And a lot of that comes down to the performance of Doctor Strange himself, who is played by Benedict Cumberbatch. Strange in this movie is basically magic Tony Stark, starts off as kind of an ass and learns to be a bit more humble and less of an egotistical douche as the movie progresses. But much like Tony Stark, even when he is being a bit of an asshole, he is very funny. And because of that, a lot of the sting is taken out of his egotistical persona. And that brings me to another positive about the movie, that it's actually surprisingly funny. I didn't expect this movie to have as many good jokes as it did, but a lot of the humor really works. A lot of the humor comes from Strange interacting with the supporting cast like the Ancient One, Wong, Baron Mordo, and the actors who play them do a very good job as well. I know there was some controversy about Tilda Swinton playing the Ancient One because, oh, it's whitewashing, the Ancient One's supposed to be Asian. Yeah, he's also supposed to be a guy. I really don't think it matters. And it also doesn't matter because Miss Swinton actually did a really good job as the Ancient One. One other major plus to this movie is the visual effects. What they're able to do with Strange's magic and the way that they're able to use CGI to bend space-time, it honestly is mind-blowing. It's like Inception times 10 level stuff. This also leads to a lot of creative action set pieces with the kind of spells that Strange is able to pull off and the interactions with his sentient cloak. So, this movie is creative, action-packed, has great performances from the actors, and a lot of humor. What could possibly go wrong? A couple of things. Like with a lot of the MCU movies, the villain isn't bad, he's just kind of uninteresting. And the main villain, Tycilius, isn't the only villain in this movie, and the other one, who I will not spoil, looks like ass if you've seen how he looks in the comics. But ultimately, that's just kind of minor and doesn't really affect the movie's overall quality. One last complaint I have, though, it's not the movie's fault, it's just a problem I have with superhero movies in general. I'm kind of sick of origin stories. I prefer them, if they are in the movie, to just be told in a couple of flashbacks or spread it out throughout the movie while you're telling a separate plot. It's not like a movie is going to immediately suffer because it's an origin story, but like the Captain America movies, the first one is a good origin story, but the sequels, Winter Soldier and Civil War, are definitely better because they move away from that standard archetypical superhero plot and move on to bigger and better things. But of course, Doctor Strange is going to move on to said bigger and better things in both sequel films and in the Avengers movies, so I look forward to seeing him there. And besides, it being an origin story does not take away from the fact that this movie is action-packed, well-acted, it's funny, it has mind-blowing visual effects, and it's definitely worth seeing. And remember, it's a Marvel movie, so stick around after the credits. Let's just say there's a cameo from a certain Avenger, I won't say which. That's about all I have to say about Doctor Strange. I hope you have a good night, and take care.